Hi, I'm Jeff Anderson, a 10-year combat veteran, best-selling survival author, and editor for Modern Combat and Survival magazine. This short briefing I'm about to share with you now can literally save your life in an emergency or the life of someone you love. So please pay close attention. If you're one of the few people who actually pay attention to what's going on behind the news, then I don't need to convince you that times have changed, and today we face more potentially catastrophic events than ever before. And I'm not just talking about deadly disasters like hurricanes and tornadoes that can destroy entire towns. I'm talking about even larger events staring us right in the face that could literally change life as you know it overnight, no matter where you live. Our national debt continues to spiral out of control because our government can't seem to stop overspending its way to a total financial collapse. CIA leaks warn us that our outdated electrical grid could lead to a long-term nationwide blackout that shuts down food and water supply and triggers looting and civil unrest. Or how about the CDC's admission that a wide-scale pandemic disease outbreak could happen at any time because modern medicines are proving powerless against new drug-resistant killer viruses? This alone could lead to a form of medical martial law and forced quarantines. Now, most people out there just stick their head in the sand and ignore these threats as some doomsday BS. But those of us who are awake know that these aren't fictional conspiracies. These are actual events that have already happened in the United States, and experts continue to warn us that things will only get worse. Now, the government already knows this, which is why FEMA, the agency in charge of managing disaster relief, has been telling the public to put together a home preparedness kit with things like flashlights, candles, a radio to listen for news updates, and other items that can help you survive. And if a crisis does strike in your area, your best case scenario may be to shelter in place at home, where you hopefully have enough food, water, and security to wait out the threat. But here's what FEMA isn't telling you. What if your home is in the kill zone of a disaster? Or what will you do when the crisis turns from days into weeks, as FEMA, the police, and hospitals become overwhelmed, the grocery store shelves stay empty, and the people in your area become more desperate, afraid, and panicked? What happens when order turns to disorder and peace turns to violence? During Hurricane Katrina, there was no safe place to take your family, and everyday citizens like you and me were trapped with murderers and rapists and victimized in so-called FEMA safe shelters. Now, if it's one thing I've learned from all my years in the military and helping people with their emergency preparedness, it's that even the best laid plans can fail. And if you ever hope to survive, you need a plan B to protect yourself and those that you love. The cold hard truth is this: sometimes, if you and your family want to live, you have to leave and evacuate to a safer location before tragedy strikes. Now, unfortunately, most people are not prepared to make that call, and even fewer have the equipment on hand to leave quick enough to avoid the danger. Now, in survival terms, we call this type of forced evacuation bugging out, and it's the #1 least understood survival factor, even among those who consider themselves prepared. Now, I'll explain why in just a second, but first, you must understand that when your home is no longer the safest place to be, you and your family will be forced to survive on whatever supplies you can collect at a moment's notice, and hopefully get out on the road before traffic piles up as everyone else rushes to escape. Make no mistake, when you need to get in front of the mass panic and chaos, every second counts. And your ability to make a quick decision and evacuate yourself and your family in under 5 minutes could mean the difference between life or death. That's why I'm convinced that the most critical part of any emergency plan is to have a survival kit ready to grab and go at a moment's notice. Now, I'm not talking about the family luggage. Luggage is for the other people who think that they can just pack up and load their suitcase in the car and get out of town. We've seen time and time again that may never happen because mass evacuations often come to a screeching halt as cars run out of gas, break down, and roads get backed up for miles, trapping everyone like caged rats. In fact, there are times when a bicycle may get you out of a gridlocked area faster than sitting in a traffic jam with thousands of stalled cars that are going nowhere. In some cases, you may even be forced to walk if evacuation routes are at a standstill. Or walking may even be your best option, even if you do have other choices, because it may get you to safety faster by following roads, trails, railroads, storm drains, or other alternative routes while others are trapped in a disaster. Now, can you imagine how stupid you and your family would look trying to wheel a suitcase behind you as you try to bug out away from a disaster? It's just not practical. Your only practical option is a backpack, and what we often refer to as a go bag or a bug out bag for evacuation. Now, this is why the bug out bag has become the core pillar in any true survivor's emergency gear. It's our most prized possession, and countless books have been written about how to build one for an emergency. But here's where I see most people Even the most experienced gurus out there get this completely wrong. You see, you have to think of an evacuation much like a military mission. Your goal is to get you and your family from point A to your plan B safe zone as quickly as possible and survive whatever threats you may face along the way. Now, this mission-based plan is the reason why most people who consider themselves more experienced choose a real tactical bag or an army bag for their bug out bag design. Unfortunately, this is the worst choice that you can possibly make. And the problem is these so-called tactical bags, when it comes to surviving a crisis, are anything but tactical. Now, I know that's going to piss a lot of people off who take pride in using this type of a bag. And hear me out. I promise I have a better way for you to approach your evacuation plan that's going to make you even more confident than ever that you'll be able to protect yourself and your family during an evacuation. I mean, think about it. If you're walking around with a camouflage military bag, looking like some wannabe doomsday prepper soldier out there, police or other authorities are going to assume that you're armed and a potential threat. They've seen enough wacko reality shows and received all the official briefings they need to put two and two together. When they see you, they'll likely detain you to search for weapons and even confiscate your gear and supplies, basically causing you to fail in your mission of getting you and those that you love to your destination. But maybe even more importantly, when others look at you and see that you look like someone who's prepared, they'll assume that you have food, water, and supplies that they don't. That makes you and your family a target, and people will come up to you looking for help. First, they'll ask, then they'll beg. Then begging turns to demanding, and demanding turns to taking, potentially by force. I'm sure that you've seen the news footage of how violent people can get when there are no basic supplies available and no law and order to protect the citizens. I would never subject my family to that kind of horror, and I'm sure that you wouldn't either. That's why the secret to bugging out and getting to safety is to not be noticed and avoid being targeted by others around you. In other words, you want to be tactical, but not look tactical. Now, for years, I've tried to find the ultimate grab-and-go bug-out bag, but I was never able to find one specifically designed for the unique challenges of evacuating my family to survive a crisis. Everything I found was either too much like a camper's backpack and it didn't have the tactical features I needed to help us survive, or they were so tactical that it was like painting a giant bullseye on me and my family and made us a target for everyone around us. So I decided to take matters into my own hands and use my military and survival experience to custom design what many now consider to be the ultimate bug-out bag. I want to show you this bag now, why it's unlike anything you've seen before, and help you protect yourself and your family in an emergency by making you a special offer you'll only see right here, right now. And I'm so confident that it's going to be a lifesaver for you that you can even check it out at my risk, not yours. Let me explain. This right here is our XBOB integrated evac system, and it's the only bag specifically designed for the unique threats of a forced evacuation when you need to get you and your family to safety fast. Now, the first thing you're going to notice is its tactical design. I'm going to go over these features in just a second, but notice what you won't see, which is your typical military look. That would be a dead giveaway to everyone around you that you're a target. For example, rather than your common camouflage design, you'll see that our XBOB system is what we call our covert blue in color. Okay, what this is essentially a recreational color that's not easily seen as a tactical color, much like the camouflage and the green patterns that you see out there. This actually does allow you to camouflage with the other people that are around you by not making you look like a soldier. The other thing is that the blue color, studies have shown that a dark blue color is actually more invisible than black might be, or even other colors that you might consider more tactical, because blue blends into dusk and evening hours more than anything else. So this allows you to stay more covert than another type of a pack would. That allows you and your family to travel to safety without having to look like a soldier along the way and targeting yourselves. Okay? Now, the material itself is made of a waterproof material. So what this does is the material itself will keep the elements away from the gear that you have. If you are evacuating to another location and all of your gear gets wet, it gets really heavy. Not to mention you can lose your gear. It can become non-functional for you. Then it's no good for you at all. So the waterproofing material is used on every element of the backpack to help keep out the elements from the rest of the stuff. That means you don't lose your food, your clothes, and things like that along the way. The other thing you'll notice is that it's a frameless design. So it doesn't have an external frame like a military pack does. An external frame forces your body to try to adapt to the bag itself, versus, except for other than vice versa. What it also does is it puts the weight further away from your body, which makes it heavy. It makes it seem heavier. Okay, and the frame itself is actually going to add weight. That's going to make it heavier for you to carry as well. Okay, so what we use is a no frame design. What this allows you to do is keep a lower profile. It molds to your body, so no matter what size you are, it's going to help adapt to your body, making the bag work for you as opposed to you working for the bag. This is going to help you with not fatigue so much faster. It's going to allow you to carry more weight, whatever you should need for longer distances and much more comfortably. Okay. The other thing is that you're going to find that we have a 4-point adjustment system for you to be able to carry it and mold it to your body as well. So we've got 4 points. On upper, we have a sternum chest strap to help reduce fatigue on your shoulders. We also have the waist belt. The waist belt itself goes up to 54 inches. So for those plus size people out there, it'll actually adapt to your body better than what most other bags will as well. It also has the 4th point up on top that helps to mold the bag closer to your body and specific to your body type and your body frame. Okay. The other thing that you're going to notice is the stress point extra padding. So what we have here is we have where you're going to feel the most stress is going to be in your upper back where the shoulder blades are. We have extra padding there, as well as in the lower back. If you ever have lower back problems, this is one of the reasons why, because most tactical bags out there don't have good lumbar support, even ones that have fixed frames. So what we did was we actually padded the entire belt and lower lumbar padding as well. Now you'll also notice that we use extra wide straps. One of the things in the military, doing 100-mile road marches with long reconnaissance, we learned that you don't actually carry a bag from the straps themselves. This is really just meant to stabilize you. Where you carry the weight is on your hips. But unfortunately, most tactical bags that are out there use a very thin strip alone. What this does is it digs into the sides of your body, makes it very uncomfortable even within a half mile of walking with it. So what we did was we built in extra wide padded strap to go around, so it's going to allow you to fit it comfortably on your body, carry the weight on your hips, so that you can go much longer with much less fatigue using this type of a design. Also has a quick release military style clip to allow you to clip and go. Fully adjustable waist strap, again 54 inches. We also have a MOLLE design on it, so you'll notice that there's lots of straps all over the place on this. The reason for that is to give you expanded versatility with different add-ons that you can add into this. I'll go over these in just a second. But what you're also going to find is that it has an extra large capacity. So this is it's got over 3,000 cubic inches of space in here, which is over 50 liters. So it's going to be it's going to give you much more storage capacity than the typical backpack will, the typical bug out bag that's out there. The other thing that we've got is what we call our 4-phase evacuation system. So what this is we designed this with a modular system. So one of the things that we found with most bags is that they weren't versatile. They weren't adaptable to your environment, nor to the specific bug out situations that you and your family might be facing. What we needed was a modular design that allowed you to adapt and go. So what we have here is a modular design using our MOLLE straps. So you'll see that we have extra pouches on here. I'll go over these pouches in just a second, but the MOLLE design is what these straps are that allow you to basically fit on extra pouches as you see fit. Okay. Now this bag right here has a main compartment. It has an internal compartment in here that I'll go over in here in a second, and it has a front compartment as well. Plus, we built the rest of the pockets. Instead of forcing you into a specific design, we made it more modular like this. Now we call this our 4-phase evacuation system because it allows you to go from vehicle with the entire pack intact to bicycle, and this is why the modular design helps you to bring all of these bags off and put them onto bike panniers. So if you are able to get out, if it's faster to get out using a bug out bicycle, this pack allows you to go with it. You don't want to carry a backpack on your back and try and ride a bicycle. It's very dangerous. It does not work. You can try it yourself. It's very fatiguing. It puts you all over the place. So we built this design so that all of these pouches and the bag itself fit onto a bicycle that was fitted with panniers so that you could easily adapt, shift the weight fully on the bicycle so that you're carrying a dispersed load. Then you go from bicycle to foot if you're forced to go by foot. Again, everything goes back into full design here with transforms back together. But you can also have the ability to take these off and give them to other people, whether it's children that maybe they're small, they can't carry their own backpack, but you can take off some of the extra bags and give it to them. Okay? So you could take off a few of the bags, take some of your weight, disperse it among other people within your team or your children so that they can carry something. Even the dog can actually carry some of these. So this modular design is what allows you to do that. Now, this is the fourth phase right here, which is what we call our everyday carry. So this bag right here can be used for a number of different things. It has a lot of different compartments to it to help keep things really organized. People use this for different things. We use this for an escape and evasion bag. It does have an additional strap on it right here. So there's a place to hide it in the back if you want to get rid of it, or somebody can take it and use it as a waist belt so that they can put it around their waist, carry it like that. It can also be slung over the shoulder and carried. So you can use this for a lot of different things. Escape and evasion gear can go in here. Your everyday carry gear can go in here. I like to use it for my medical blowout kit, so I keep first aid items in here and I have them all right where I need them, right ready to go at an instant notice. So what you get with this bag, everything included, is all of the MOLLE add-on compatibility, the modular design using the large capacity extra pouches right here, as well as the additional EDC bag. All of these allow you to expand and go however you need to go, and it makes the bag customized to your needs. Now, this bag itself, when we tried to find something even similar to what we have, the closest thing we could find in the bag itself was $264. Altogether, with all the pouches and everything, the retail value that we found out there is normally just over $400 value. But what I want to do is I want to make you a really special deal right now where you can get the entire system right now for over half off from the actual offer right here, okay? So you're going to see below you what's included in this offer, and the bag itself, you're going to be getting the entire system for less than what the bag retails with other things. And you're not going to find the covert blue design like we've done, custom design here, anywhere else. This is the only place that you're going to find this. But here's the thing, I want to make this a complete no-brainer for you by giving you some additional bonus gear and some items that's going to make this really, really a simple decision for you, okay? So what I want to do is, what you're going to find is that your most critical needs out there when you're trying to survive are going to be water and food. Well, water is very heavy. You try carrying a bunch of water and it's going to be very, very heavy. So your secret is to be able to manufacture water along the way, because you might not even be able to find drinkable water. It might just not be available. So what we're going to do is we're going to take care of your water concern. What this is a 72-ounce, 2-liter water bladder and the best water filter on the market for portability. So what this allows you to do is to go to any duck pond, any water, even if it's contaminated, even if it looks like it's nothing you would ever put in your body. This allows you to scoop the water right into the water bladder, and it goes through the filter and is going to be 100% drinkable. This is going to kill 99.99% of any of the bacteria that you might find out there, and it's going to give you drinkable water along the way, so you're not dependent upon the government or finding additional water somewhere. Now, we built this so that it integrates inside of the bag itself. So after you fill it up with water, what you'll do is it has a special pouch inside of the bag, and then the drinking hose actually comes up through an integrated hole in the top of the bag right here, just past the grab and go handle that you've got, and come down the front of your strap. What this does is it allows you to have water ready to go, so that when you're drinking, you don't have to take all of your gear off. go for a canteen or anything like that, it's ready. All you have to do is put the hose up to your mouth, start drinking, and then it actually reduces the load of the backpack because the water is in there. It helps you carry more water, have it ready to drink without disrupting your actual trekking. Okay, so that's the we're going to give you the water system completely free. It is going to be it's a $45 value that you're going to get absolutely free. Okay, now to take care of your food, we're going to take care of that also. So I'm actually friends with the founder of Patriot Pantry, which is the #1 selling survival food that's out there. And I've set up a special deal where you're going to be able to get your 72-hour bug out kit of food at manufacturer's cost. So we're going to start piling this stuff up here, okay? So you're going to get the water bag and the filter, and you're going to get the survival food as well at cost. And we're even going to throw in free shipping. What this does is it gives you about $114 value, okay? So you'll get these at manufacturer's cost, which is a fraction of what anybody else would pay. It's a ridiculous amount of money, but it's a very tiny amount of money for you to take care of all of your food needs. Plus, you're gonna be able to use this up to 5 times. So if you have multiple family members, you get multiple bags, you and your family have it, you can get food for everybody at manufacturer's cost at just $10. $10 takes care of your food, okay? So, and you're going to get free shipping. Now, the other thing that you're going to get is, because this is a modular design, and I'm a big into organization. One of the things I hate about most bags is that it all gets kind of stuffed into the main compartment, and you have to go digging for stuff. Especially when you need gear at a moment's notice, you want to get it as fast as possible. So what we've done is we've built in even more organization for you. So what we're going to do is we're going to throw in 2 additional large capacity pouches. And what this pack is designed to do is to have 2 on each side, plus you can have additional ones on the front. But this is going to give you 4 large pouches that you can use for additional gear. In fact, all of my shelter equipment and my sleeping gear all fit inside of just one of these bags. So this tells you how compact you can get things and how organized. You don't have to go digging for it anymore. Now the other thing you're going to get is we're going to add in 2 smaller pouches that are going to fit on the front of your pack. So this is going to go on the front of your belt, and what this does is it gives you access to gear that you're going to want really handy, so that you don't have to take off your backpack and you can just do it. So things like communications equipment, you can have your GPS in there, you can have a compass, you can have small binoculars, you can have some snack food in there. One of the things I like to use it for is I don't want to walk around with an AR-15 or something like that for personal security. So what I have is my personal handgun is concealed inside of one of the pouches, so that if I need to have this and access to additional ammo, what I can do is just, nobody sees it, but I can just reach in to my front pouch, pull out my weapon if I need to for personal security. So you're going to get these 2 additional pouches as well. The smaller pouches, okay? The other thing I'm going to do is now you need to know what to put inside of the backpack. So with our XBOB system, we have a complete system that it includes exactly what type of gear you need to have to be able to survive. This is another one of those things where if you go out on the internet, you're going to find list after list after list of what to put in the bug out bag. The fact is that most of those lists are pure crap. People are not basing them on actual experience. They're what I call more fantasy prepping lists. I can tell you from experience with both survival situations as well as in military and combat that you want to keep it as light as possible, but you need to have all the gear that you need to be able to make it to your Plan B safe zone at the same time. So what we're going to do is we're going to throw in our survival kit bug out bag program that's going to tell you exactly what to pack away inside of your bug out bag for evacuation, as well as giving you 52 additional items that even most experienced survival gurus out there don't even know about. These are things that from my personal experience have proven very helpful, and they cover all areas that you'll need and be able to survive an evacuation. Okay, so we're going to throw the book in as well. So all together, everything that you see right here, all included is over a $700 value. But you're going to get all of the additional bonuses that I told you about absolutely free. So what that means is that you're going to get everything here for the same low price that we talked about before, more than half off what the price of just the bag would be alone. So the value of the bonuses themselves is more than what the cost of the bag is itself. So you're basically getting the whole system for less than half of just the bag. So that's a killer deal, over $700 for more than half off of what it is, okay, over just what the bag normally retails for. Now, all you need to do to take advantage of this one-time offer is go ahead and use the order form button that you see below here to add this to your cart. Once you do that, you'll be able to go to the next page, put in your information, tell us where to send all of the gear that you see here, so you can get started on getting your family more prepared. Now, I can't stress this enough. When a disaster happens, most people are going to be running around like a chicken with their heads cut off, scrambling around trying to gather everything. You and your family will be able to just grab all the gear that you have ready to go in under 5 minutes and get out on the road, long before everybody else gets out there in the mass panic and chaos that can stop you dead in your tracks. That puts you in the danger zone and potentially risks yours and your family life. You don't want that to happen. You need a bag like this that's specifically, uniquely designed for an evacuation. All you have to do is use the button below now to go ahead and add this to the cart. You go ahead and tell us where to send it. We'll get it out to you right away so that you can be more prepared. Thanks very much. I look forward to working with you.